guys, this is the mid-season finale of If Loving You Is Wrong, Season 3, some will say Season 6, Episode 9, Chains, Guns, and Automobiles. Now, this was a good episode. This is what I expected. I just appreciated a lot of what was going on. So the episode starts off with Larry. He's still talking to Randall, and Randall's like, wait a minute, you just said, I heard what you said. Larry's trying to backpedal about him blurting out that Marcy's pregnant. And he's like, no, you didn't hear what I said. And he's like laughing, trying to go and distract him from the point of the matter. And Larry then tries to go and segue onto, yo, what you doing is crazy. You and this whole obsessive thing when it comes to your next door neighbor, that makes zero sense. But Randall's still on the, Marcy is pregnant. It's Brad's kid. And that's why she was at the hospital. He was like, oh no, why don't we cool down, do a couple of things? Like, I'm not trying to do anything strange with you. Leave me be. Leave me alone. And I'm like, oh Lord. And then he told him, leave. Get out. And then he yelled at him. I'm thinking, all right, Randall. I know this is your house and all, but you can catch some hands. You can catch some hands at this point. You can catch some hands at this point. Marcy, on the other hand, her car won't start. You know, she's thinking everything's great. She's going to go home. Her car won't start. So then she calls Brad, and Alex picks up because Brad's asleep. And it's like, hey, B, you know, I was just calling your man to make sure they can come over to help me out. I was like, well, why don't you go and call, why don't you call a tow truck? Why don't you call a cab? Figure it out. And she's like, look, it's going to take a while, so why don't you go and wake up your man and tell him to go and get me at X, Y, and Z. Thank you. Well, I'm not doing that. Well, I'm going to go and get that cab that you suggested and do a pop-up. Because when Marcy called for AAA assistance, or whoever she called, because of where she is, they're like, yeah, we have to go and send someone from Cincinnati to go and help you out. So it's going to be 2 hours, and we need for you to wait with the car. I said, oh my God, you guys are incompetent. But you know, you do the usual, oh, thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye, when you're really over it. So we're back to Randall's house, and it's nighttime. He gets out of the house, and guess who's still there? Larry's still there. Randall's still over the fact that you're trying to, yo, I told you to leave. Said, I'm drunk. You really want me to go in that car and drive? So then Randall's thinking, why don't I go over to Marcy's and see what's good? Larry takes his keys because you're drunk too. What are you doing? And then they start a fight. They start a skirmish. And the skirmish was so loud that it wakes up Alex. Alex looks through her window, notices a skirmish. Randall, because he's always looking for a chance to go and mess with Alex, sees her and says, oh, so you want to go and do a little peep and Tommy? And then he takes out his unit. And it's just like, here it is for display. Here it is, all night and day. Here it is. She goes and closes the blinds. Brad wakes up and is trying to figure out what's going on. So then she said, oh, Randall's just having a fight with somebody. Brad said, I hope he's losing. Anyway. Randall is still fighting with Larry. And again, their whole thing is, because Larry, at one point, you know, was able to subdue him. And it was this weird wrestling move where Randall's like, get off me. Larry's like, no, I'm not done yet. You know, this is exciting. I said, we're not doing this. And long story very short, it's like, you're supposed to be my friend. If you're my friend, you can tell me if my wife is pregnant or not. And he's like, look, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. And she was like, you know, this is kind of exciting. This is because, again, Randall has him against the car. I said, look at this, like, oh God, if they better not, they better, I don't want to see, nope, I don't want to see any of that. No, it didn't happen, but it gave you that energy like it could have. Larry definitely would have been for it. Randall, if Randall was a little bit drunker, who knows? That's kind of the vibe. I think what snapped him out of it was the bondage stuff in Larry's car. And Larry's like, you know, I didn't know how tonight was going to go, so I wanted to make sure that I was prepared just in case. I said, you really are a creep. Like, Randall, so is Randall. You two are perfect for each other, actually. Esperanza has She took a picture of Steven when he was fighting Eddie, and she's just oohing over his tattoo and over his face, and she goes to sleep. And I'm thinking, I said, this is really sad. Essie, you have a problem. You have a problem. We see someone get, and Natalie gets a call, and we're thinking, Lord, it's Esperanza. I hope it's not for something stupid like this. No, it was Kelly. Kelly hears something in her backyard, so then Lucian isn't there, so Natalie gets her gun, walks quietly, knock. Kelly, you in there? Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go and check the back. I'm thinking, so no one's saying that this is a bad idea. And Natalie, I hate guns. Oh, I'm scared of guns. I'm scared of guns. As soon as you move out of the hood, now it's like, oh, I need my Second Amendment right. The right to bear arms. Yep, this is my bare arm right here. So she tools to the back, and guess who's there? It is a man, but it's Eddie. Eddie is there. He's not in Kelly's yard. He's in Brad and Alex's yard. Because it's Eddie. He got kicked out of his house. He has nowhere to go. I'm thinking, what happened to his wife? But then again, we do hear later on what happened at his house. Kelly, very, very reluctantly, eventually takes the gun because it's a sense of power. Natalie said, don't worry. This is my gun. There's no issues. It's legit. It's official. And Kelly was very reluctant. I'm thinking, Natalie, where's your safe? Where's the gun? She doesn't even know how to use this thing. And you're giving it to her. You're giving her something she doesn't know how to use. Without the safe. When she just got in trouble with this the first. Okay. But okay. I'll forgive you because of what happens at the end. Next thing we know, we see that, side note, that whole Aretha Franklin skit, that's not funny. That's not funny. Social media is the devil sometimes, and that just proved it. Anyway, we get back to Brad, Alex, and Eddie. Alex and Brad, they hear something outside, so then he goes out there. Brad goes out and sees, oh, it's just Eddie. Okay. He thought maybe it was Randall or someone else, but it's just Eddie. Eddie was kicked out of his house, or he can't really sleep in this house right now, period. And he's just like, look, he was just trying to sleep in the backyard. He was trying to sleep outside like the dog he is. That's what it was. Alex was over it, saying, you don't even deserve to sleep here. No. Because Eddie was trying to be that fake nice, like, okay, hey, so we good, right? We're good. Brad being Brad, he goes and gets Eddie a pillow and a comforter. Eddie maxed out the $5,000 credit card that he got from Brad in one breath, saying, hookers and blow. I'm like, well, that's really interchangeable now, isn't it? And the most irritating part of that was, he said, you've never done anything for me, Brad. You've never done. I'm like, he just gave you a card for $5,000. What do you mean he hasn't done anything for you? He's letting you sleep outside, even though you call his wife, your cousin, all these partially deserved, definitely. But, so that's Eddie. We'll get to Eddie a little bit later. Alex is just over it, like, Eddie's really out there? Really? And before the conversation got to go any further, there's another knock at the door. Thinking, Lord, who is that now? It's Marcy. Marcy did say she was doing the pop-up, so she popped up. She asked Brad, my car broke down. Apparently there was sugar in the tank. Sugar? I'm like, no, Marcy, you have to come up with something better than this. But we know that Randall was over there by the car. We know he has it in him. It's 50-50 as far as I believe if Randall did it or if it was Marcy, because we know how Marcy is. Now, Marcy's just like, I need help. Can you go? And I need to get some boxes out of my car. And can I borrow your car? Brad immediately said yes to both. And he was like, do you need some help? She was like, yeah. Alex is looking so desperate. Like, oh, okay. And then once he goes upstairs, this is when the catfight continues on. Marcy does as usual. Guess what? Taking your man. We gonna be gone for a while. Don't wait up. And she's like, I'm never gonna stop. This is never gonna. Every time that I need his help, he's there. Alex looking over like, yeah, that's what you say. But once you're gone, he's here That's it. So then she goes, kisses him, says she'll wait up. Because she wants to make sure to see what's going on. She doesn't want to give Brad the opportunity and space to go and maybe get cleaned up if there's any type of rendezvous. But I'm looking at this like, you're still lying to this man. See, that's why I hate is a really strong word. I dislike Alex. No, I hate Alex's character. I hate Eddie's character. I hate Travis's character. And then everyone else I'm pretty much just annoyed with, but yeah. So then we get to Lucian. He finally gets back over, but he goes to Kelly's first because he needs to let Kelly know, well, that we couldn't hold Travis. And Kelly, now I will say the acting on this was good because she definitely gave that, she was pissed. She was just over it like, I'm done. What do you expect me to do? Because I've done everything. This is man, he's ruined my life. Does he have to kill me? Does he have to kill me in order for you to go and do something? In order for you to have evidence, to have proof? And I found it interesting that that Lucian didn't tell Kelly the whole truth as far as, yo, you don't have legal representation. You don't have, it's just a lot. And that your legal representation was taken away because he's at the firm that Travis is. So this just feels like a huge setup. Kelly's trying to get to some type of normalcy. She just feels powerless. Lucian said, I'm right next door. Well, what happens when you're not next door? And she talks about the fact that she just doesn't know what to do. He's just like, look, we'll get through this. Just make sure you lock the door behind me. Make sure you lock the door behind me. So I'm like, okay. So now he goes over to his house and he talks to Natalie. Natalie just spills beans like, I have to give a girl my gun. What? She's over. You gave her a stolen one that's actually tied to the person who was killed in the case that she's potentially being tried for. And now you give her a second gun? Yeah, but it's mine. It's good. It's legit. I don't care if it's legit. You're giving someone who's scared, someone who feels threatened, a gun, who doesn't even know how to really use it, who doesn't even have a gun safe. Mind you, I caught when she said, oh yeah, I'll go and bring the gun safe over to her. And then by the end of their conversation, she said, okay, good night, I'm going to sleep. So when is she getting the gun safe? Because Lucian said he's going to get the gun from her in the morning anyway. But the whole reason she was there was because of Travis. Lucian was like, what? He was there? No, he wasn't there. It was Eddie. Eddie! Yeah, Eddie was in Alex and Brad's because he... actually, I don't know why, but that's where he was. So then we see Larry. Larry, he's not only back in the house, he's in the backyard because he wanted to see the infamous shed. He's not dumb. He knows how to work this. So now he's trying to work Randall over by saying, you know what? You a G. You a legend. You a legend. You're a legend forever. Forever. You slept with your neighbor, your so-called friends, who was your neighbor's wife. Got her pregnant, or you thought you got her pregnant, but that was a lot. And I'm trying to figure out, so when is all this going to be cleared up? Anyway, I guess we have the rest of the season to go once it comes back. But Randall was trying to, because Larry was doing this. Larry's very pushy. You think Randall's pushy? He's in the right type of company because so is Larry. Larry was still trying to go and push up on Randall, say, well, you know, at one breath he's saying, you know, I don't get down like that. But in the same breath he was saying, well, you know, if you want to do it, we can do it. We can do it right now. The bondage stuff. Eddie was eavesdropping because this is Eddie. Eddie would be the type to do that. He was like, And so then Larry sees Eddie. He was like, oh, hey, dude, you want to come for a drink? He's trying to do the usual thing. He's trying to hit on Eddie, and Eddie was over it because Eddie's like, no, you two girls can do what you want to do. No, it looks like you two hens are having such a grand old time. Why don't you go and continue to do that? And it was funny because we see how Randall, he just had this look of, oh my God, I know how this dude is. And Larry's just saying all my information, saying that I just in front of this dude, and Eddie catches on like, maybe I have nothing better to do. Maybe I will have this drink and get some information on my nemesis. So once he actually sits down, he learns that, oh, Larry, yeah, I was checking on you. I know where you live, your wife, your kids. And Larry wasn't scared. It's like, oh, you were checking on. It was more so like, oh, you were checking on little old me. I'm like, Larry, you need to stop it. But that was when Randall was originally going to do a case against the whole department, but then he dropped it. And Larry's still trying to hit on Eddie in one breath. And so then Eddie was just like, look, I don't get down like that. And it was funny because normally Eddie's just this real alpha male, like, I'm going to beat you up. I don't know what was or wasn't in him, but he just kind of looked scared. He just kind of looked like, almost like, what did I get myself into? Because Larry's saying how, he's done some stuff with Randall in the past with his wife. His wife's a dominatrix. She's a freak. He has some stuff in his car. They can go and use the shed, and they can get really free. And Eddie, for once, kind of looked scared. He kind of looked like, okay, but the longer this conversation goes, the more dirt I can get on this dude. And so I'll go and tell him that, yeah, sleeping with my cousin, yeah, he's trash and all that, and messing with my best friend's wife, he's just the worst. And you want something stronger to drink? I got nervous because I thought they were going to roofie him, because they made a joke about how, oh, remember what we did to so-and-so? And they kind of did this. So I'm thinking, I'm like, either you guys beat him up, or my mind went something sexual. I said, did y'all rape him in the sense of, like, put in your fist right up his butt? That's what I thought they meant. It still could be. I mean, something's wrong with these two, so it still could be the case. But what we do see is that when Larry went into the house, Randall and Eddie were talking, and Randall was like, I'm done with Alex. My sights are set for Esperanza, because we know that's Eddie. Well, Eddie still claims her, and Esperanza still likes Eddie. We know the truth. The problem is that Eddie talked about how Esperanza, she doesn't like you people. That's essentially what he said. She doesn't like guys like you. Black. And Randall looked a little hurt, because remember, he was just saying to Larry that this was the guy that tried to kill me, the guy who went and tried to hang me and all this stuff. It's like, oh wow, yeah, that was that guy. Okay. So after that we see that Larry comes up behind Eddie with a plastic bag and starts choking him out. And then Randall kind of looking surprised, but then he's like, oh, okay. And this whole time I'm thinking, this is what you deserve. I'm loving this. I'm like, this episode's amazing. So first, Eddie gets, he gets choked out to a point where he passes out. Perfect. And that, perfect. Stamp that. He has my stamp, seal, signed, delivered approval. Next thing we see is Marcy. She's still professing her love for, my fish is in the oven. I forgot about that. Dang. Her love for Brad, and Brad was saying how he loves his wife. He's going to continue to be with his wife. She needs to stop it, because once he realized, wait a minute, there's something in these boxes. You could have carried them yourself. I get that you're pregnant and all of that, but you could have carried them yourself. She's like, I still miss you. I still want you. I still love you. He's looking at her like he loves his wife. And the reality is, Randall is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but you still love him. She said, wait a minute. You see what he did to my car? You see what he's been doing to me? And I'm thinking, that has nothing to do with you not loving him or not being able to still have love for him. Because you fell in love head over heels with this man. You're just trying to replace Randall, and Brad was the first person that you technically kind of rebounded. And that's the thing. Brad's a good guy, so you're not... You're just trying to focus on that, but Brad said, all right, we're going to go home. Because Alex called and said, are we, is everything good? Brad said, yeah, we're only a couple of minutes away. We're leaving now. A couple minutes away? Where is this? 2 hours to get the... This show. Oh god, this show. Now, the last scene, which again, we had Travis. He snuck into Kelly's backyard. So now he did it. I don't know if he also knows the alarm company or whatnot. I wouldn't be surprised. But he disables the alarm. He tries to open the window. He's having a hard time opening it. Kelly, because she can't sleep, she hears something. So then when she goes to the window, she sees him. And he was like, oh, hey, what's good? I was like, oh, so you're not scared anymore? No, I actually want to see you. Can I come in? Yeah. So then she goes, she opens the door. He's like, is this a trick? Nope. So then he goes in. Mind you, he's supposed to have the restraining order against her. So this whole thing makes zero sense. Next thing we know, he's talking about how, oh, he misses her. And she's like, oh, I miss you too. I love you, baby. Why don't we go and do this? We need to go. Yeah, I've been, fantasizing about you all day, all night. But she's doing it with the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs face. So it's like, I've been fantasizing about you all day, all night. Why don't you go and get dressed? Why don't we go to your room? Justice is there. I don't want him to hear anything. And I'm thinking, you just sealed your fate. You just sealed your fate. So then he was like, why don't you go and take yourself? She said, no, I've been fantasizing about everything that you had under there, so I want to see it. Right here, babe? Right here. And so then he gets really excited and really happy. And he's just like, okay, so you want me like this? Just like that. Boom, 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 boom. She shot him at least 3 times. When I tell you, he did. Well, actually, I don't know if he's dead, but all I can say is he shot. Because evil doesn't die. It just gets transferred, just like energy. He got shot. Hopefully he's dead. She looked like, oh my god, did I really do? But she was very comfortable shooting that. So Natalie was right. That's a nice gun, but now everyone's gonna be implicated. So that was it. That was good. I liked that. I liked that a lot. That was nice. Good job. Good job. Slow season, but good job for that. So let me know what you think. Do you think he's dead? Do you not? Do you even care?